back. DJ Vic Vapor with you once again. Bitwig Studio Sampler course. And we're going to take a look at another feature of multi-sampling. So we've got a sampler open here, and I'll just go ahead and click on the Create Multi-Sample. We'll get our blank screen up here, and we'll go through adding some more multi-samples, and I'll show you some more features here. So we'll bring this guy in, and I'm gonna actually make it a little bit wider for the range of keys that I want it to represent. And well, let's bring that gain up a little bit. Take key tracking off. So that's one sample. Let's see. Let's find something. Yeah, we can use this. All right, I'll bring this guy in. And now what you'll notice if you're bringing samples in, let's say I make it wider and I come over here and I end up covering over this one and I let go. Now the only one we can see is the one on top. So how do we want to see more than one sample so that we can, utilize taking advantage of playing that? So we can go over here, of course, and select, and now it gives us the different one on top, one on bottom kind of look. That's one way we can consider, making sure we're at the right place. But if you look over here, you've got kind of a stairway, or I don't know what they really refer to it as, but it looks like a set of steps. If I click that guy, now the screen changes and it gives us not only a range of velocities, to make our sample play at different velocities, but it also gives us two different rows here to look at. And you see this little grayed out kind of shaded line thing in the middle that looks kind of, like a flagpole or something in the middle there. That's actually referring to where our root key is. So if you see how I move this down below, it moves it above. It's changing the root key of the sample. So that's what that little guy is right there. And then we'll make this guy, I'll just make them both the same length. So when I play these right now, they're both playing at the same time. Let's get a few more samples in here. What can we use? It would be fun. Let's grab a synth. And we'll start it at the same spot and make it the same size. Up the gain a little bit. All right, so let me see. One more maybe. See if there's anything fun in here. I thought maybe there would be, but I don't. Oh, here we go. Looks like those are empty. Oh, maybe I just needed to wait a second. Let's bring this guy in. All right, so now I can get rid of this stuff. Let's make it the same sample size. All right, so we've got a bunch of different samples, but they're not necessarily playing at the same pitch or the same key. So how do we adjust that? What do we do? Of course, I showed you down here, we've got this guy, so we can start dialing it in to make it all sound like it blends together. All right, so let's go to this guy. Take key tracking off. Let's bring this volume down a little bit. Key tracking off. And there you can see how you can start to manipulate the different roots and different sounds. And the variation in volume there is coming off of the fact that I'm using the Ableton Push, and it's got the touch sensitive pad on. So depending on how hard I push is going to give me those different volumes. Now, again, like I mentioned, I can adjust a lot of that right here by choosing what velocity I want some of the sounds to interact with. Make sure key tracking is off for everybody here. Key tracking off. Key tracking off. Key tracking. This one's got it on. Now they're all playing, no matter what key I hit, because they're in the same key zones. They're all playing at the same time. So one of the things we can do is if I have this guy selected and I don't want it to be so quick to be triggered, we can fade in and out right over here in the inspector. So we can create a fade and we'll make it a little bit longer. And we'll continue to adjust that fade. And let's fade it out a little bit. Make it a little bit longer. So you get a little bit more of a faded sound. Let's try fading this guy. Let's make him a little bit longer as well. So there's another way to look at how you can layer and create different tones and textures with multi-sampling. Let's go ahead and move forward and look at some other multi-sampling features and ways to design our sounds.